Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ray Dolan, and we are still in County Laois, and we're here with Walter Phelan, and it's the Irish Fishing Shooting Museum, and this is not too far from Durrow. And if you want to know a little bit more information, we'll leave a phone number up here, maybe an email as well. But he has a beautiful museum here, and he's invited us down. Before we head back to the Midlands, Walter, how's it going?
Ah, good. Absolutely very, very good, eh?
Walter, it's a pleasure to be here with you. What exactly have you got here to show off to anyone passing by?
What we're trying to do here, Ray, is we're trying to record anything to do with fishing, shooting, poaching and trapping in the country, like, right? We have 7,000 books, 400 fishing rods, 300 fishing reels, and a lot of Irish sporting guns from the last century.
How did this start in your life? How did it begin? How did this...
This started coming home from school. I bought a magazine called Rod and Gun, and there was an article in it about the great John Enright of Castleconnell, who went to Wimbledon to do his fly casting. And of course, being Irish, he won the 7 competitions, and they refused to give him one because the rod was an inch too long. So he broke a foot off the rod and casted 5 yards further. John was loved by everybody and travelled the world. He sold rods to Tsar Nicholas V, and Castleconnell was known as the Little Paris of Europe because he brought all the greats to sing in it. And he brought John McCormack to sing in Castleconnell. He done up the hotel. A wonderful man. He died at 42 years of age as a haemophiliac. He was brought up Church of Ireland. His mother was a Catholic, and on his deathbed he changed to be a Catholic. This didn't go down well, and the families fought bitterly over it for decades.
So that was your beginning. You bought the book on the way home and became a fan of this man then?
I bought the book on the way home, and the man who done the article was a man called Daniel F. McCree, and he said there was nowhere in Ireland to research fishing. So that stuck in my head all those years. So in 1996, an ad appeared in the Leinster Express, the local paper, that Laois leader was looking for projects to do with tourism, fishing and heritage. I applied for a grant and didn't get much help. I wrote to Eamon O'Keefe at the time, who was minister. Eamon wrote to them. They were out the following day, and ever since we got on the finest. So that's the way it worked.
Now you have an award here on the wall. It says Countryside Alliance Award 2021 Enterprise Ireland Champion.
Yeah.
That's a great achievement.
Yeah, in 2011 the Countryside Alliance nominated me for a rural law score, and we were taken over to the House of Lords in London, and we had a great day out. We didn't win the whole lot, but we got there anyhow. We had a great day. I was never searched as well as going into any place in my life as going into the House of Lords in London.
Now, if someone wants to come down here and have a chat with you, literally call up the house and say hello is probably the best way, or to ring you.
Just ring me there. Yeah, I'm working at the moment. I'm a small-time farmer as well. You know, one of these poor farmers, which I actually am. And yeah, no.
What's the phone number?
086
Yeah.
315 3088.
Lovely. Now you're a carpenter as well. When did you start with the carpentry?
Well, see, I grew up through the early 80s, and there wasn't much work around. So when we had money, you couldn't go to college. So you headed either for the building sites or the farmers.
Right.
We were fed up with the farmers, so the building site was the best option. Yeah.
Now, you just give us a little bit of a quick run. We have a signal here, and we're going well, as I say. If you want to share this with any of your friends, folks, and say hello to our good friend on board here, please do leave messages there as well. And share it out to people who maybe would be very interested in seeing, because this week we're getting around a lot of Ireland, and we're getting an opportunity to show off really top-class places, especially for tourists coming from all over the world, because as this man knows, we have so much to give the world and so much information in our country, especially with the hunting and the shooting. It's a dying breed as well. I mean, what the future will bring, I don't know.
My ambition was to do a book on all the top people in the world that was actually involved in the fishing and hunting. And John Enright probably is the best known man in the world for fly casting, making fishing rods. Unbelievable. John Rigby, who's our biggest gun maker, made guns for all the royal families of Europe. He's probably the greatest gun maker that the world has ever seen. His guns have Celtic engraving. They were made in Dublin. Then he moved to London. But the name is still being used by the Germans to build a gun. John Rigby made sporting guns. He was a rifle maker. He was a shotgun maker, and he made dueling pistols. Oh. And I have a book that he wrote in 1838 about how to duel and how
to not die,
and the benefits of his dueling pistol barrels. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Remarkable man. Annie Oakley was married to an Irish man, Little Miss Short. She was married to a butler, and he was a crack shot himself, but not as good as Annie. Buffalo Bill Cody, had Irish connections. So out there in the world we have great Irish people, and we should be proud of what we have in our fishing and hunting. Yeah.
Very good. Now we're going to go in, folks, and he's going to give us just a quick run. As I say, this man is a fund of information, and you know what? We could be here for the rest of our lives as well. But what we started off with earlier on was beautiful flies that he has here, and a little story about these flies is. Tell us a little bit about the flies then.
These are classic salmon flies. The patterns go back 200 years. Ireland is a maritime country. The sailors coming back would dock in the ports. They want money for their party time. So they'd sell the feathers and the bird skins that they brought back to the hat makers and to the fly dressers. And with that, we developed this great industry in Ireland and these wonderful patterns that are still made today. In Durrow, we have a great fly tyer called Peter Dunn, and Peter ties these flies, and there's about 5 hours work goes into making one.
Wow. And over here now as well, this is a great looking fishing rod as well. What have we got here?
This is a rod that came from Lissadell House, so Robert Gore. It's a rod from 1840 made in Dublin by Mallow and Nittensall. It's 22 foot long, but you can see where the rod went modern over the years. Yeah. It's a big ash rod with lancewood tops.
There you are, folks. This is just one of the things. Now, you have a lot of rooms in here.
We have 9 rooms altogether. And last year, I rang the National Museum to see if they had any interest in taking over this, because I'm getting a little old. And my family don't want it, so they came down anyhow, and after 3 months they told me there was too much in it for them.
What's this?
There was too much in it for them.
How long are you collecting it?
40 years, probably 40 years, yeah, put together 40 years. Had great fun, met great people, got to places. I was at work one day and the phone rang, and this American came in and he said, I want to see your museum. Well, I said, the key's under the door, go in there and have a look around. So when I came home anyhow, it turned out that he was the American ambassador to South Africa. He said it was the first time in the world, he's travelled the world, that anybody ever told him to walk away himself. He was a big angling book collector. We were very impressed, and he gave me an invite. If I ever get to the Catskill Mountains in New York, he'd put me up in his lodge and we could go fishing together.
Wow, that's definitely something to put in the bill. Right, we'll just move really quick through, folks. I'll move. Yeah, you move ahead. Sorry.
I move ahead.
Yeah. And we get just a quick.
These are the fishing lines.
Oh, the fishing lines.
Old flies from 1835.
Wow.
7,000 books here. This is one of the libraries. 2 old sporting guns made by Rigby of Dublin.
Wow.
Made in 1827. Cost £38, 10 shillings. One was made for the Reverend Brown in Tullamore, up in the large duck gun. And the other was made for John Armitage to Larkin House.
Wow. And then through here. Oh, not through that one.
Not through that one.
Not through that one. And then we keep going. As I said,
Yeah.
there's so much in here, folks. I'm just going to give you a quick gander. And if you are interested in this, it's your opportunity. We left the number there for you to contact and just make it quick.
This is Garnis and Keegans Room. It's the biggest fishing and shooting shop. Two shops brought together, Martha Garnis and Larry Keegan. Behind here we have to keep the sunlight away from things.
You don't be bang.
And we're collecting of shotgun cartridges. And if you bought a Rolls Royce or a Bentley, they give you a day to driven grouse. So they supplied their own cartridges. So I'd like to hear from anyone that got that offer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cover that up, make sure there's no explosion in the middle of the night.
Up here we have ornaments to do with fishing and hunting. And in every house in Ireland there was a set dealt with the cock pheasant, the most celebrated game bird in Ireland.
Wow! Ah, amazing.
This is a jail door that we're going into. It was, when they were doing up for the jail yard, too many. And I got one door.
Are you serious?
I was never in jail, so I didn't stay in the door out with it. Yeah.
Tell you folks, it is definitely a museum to admire. Oh, my God.
These are all the rods and reels, flies.
You have so much here. All the reels. The Michelin reel was a good one.
The Michelin reel was good, yeah, started in 1948. The Michelin 300 was very, very sought after. Fantastic reel, and they're still in use. Still.
Yeah, I have one at home still.
Lovely.
Yeah,
lovely.
Top class. Now, all this. Now, as I said, we're going in here. Now, this is
the last gun to be built in Ireland. Is called the Fenan Gun Company.
The Fenan Gun Company.
The Fenan Gun Company, made by an Englishman called Kavanagh. He got 40,000 off the Fianna Fáil government in 1968.
God.
He made about 60 guns. They were a pure disaster. He done a runner with the money.
Right.
And it was 40,000. And they got a proof to sell a gun. You had to have a proof mark. Mm-hmm. So the British Proof House wouldn't proof the gun. So he blackmailed Fianna Fáil into making a proof house. And that's the proof sign, the Irish proof sign.
Oh.
And I was never taken seriously because Charlie Haughey and a few of his pals was caught smuggling in weapons into the country, and they couldn't make a submission to the rest of Europe to set their proof mark, so the whole thing was scrapped.
Ah, right.
That's a punt gun now, and that's a large duck gun used by commercial wildfowlers to shoot ducks and geese. Years ago, if you were having a large party in a house and you wanted 200 ducks for the party, you contacted the local punt gunner. And he went out on a boat with this large gun and he shot flocks of ducks and geese. I done it once in Wexford Harbour, so.
And is it a shotgun type?
It's a shotgun type thing.
Yeah. The same thing as well.
Yeah, that's the photograph of the thing there, right?
Ah, right, the shot from it.
The shot from it, yeah.
Amazing.
There's still a few being used around the country.
And then we've got the shotgun, and oh wow, this is a very long, a flintlock punt gun. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's just amazing. The size and length of it.
It was black powder that were fired in the gun, so the longer the barrel, the further the distance you got, so that's why. Shotgun cartridges. This is all your loading equipment, so you could load your own cartridges. You could buy all the components and load your own. So them are loading tools, right?
Just have to get close to them. So this would be part of the loading system here?
Yes, all them would be loading tools, yeah.
And all down below. Well look, thank you so much. Oh, there's more folks.
More, yeah.
Now, let's get it. The signal is good, folks, so stay with us. I've gone in through steel doors and everything. The signal is hanging in there. next? Oh my God.
This is the trophy room, and this is the celebration of what the hunter and the fisherman goes after. And taxidermist is a very old form of preserving bird skins. And some of the old cases we have here is this one here, is the case of pheasants from Glover House in Castlereagh. We have an Irish red and white setter, and he was mounted around 1880. And if you look at every old case, you'll see a badge on it. And the badge here is J. Hutchins, Aberystwyth in Wales.
Oh yeah.
And he was the fourth top taxidermist in the British Isles that mounted that dog, but that is an Irish red and white setter.
Beautiful.
We have some rare birds, we have the cuckoo, we have the nightjar.
This bird here, what's this?
That's capercaillie, it means horse of the wood. They were in Ireland and they were killed out for food, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Huge bird.
Huge bird. They're back in Scotland, and it was an Irishman that brought them back to Scotland.
And you've your owls and
We have owls, nightjar, cuckoo, yeah. These are all Victorian cases that have been all done over 100 years ago. Amazing. Our top taxidermist was a house in Dublin. Oh Jesus, what was their name? Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me.
That's the mink, the famous mink, a lot of them around the country.
Williams is a Dublin. And that case there is a bittern, the cry of the bittern on wood on weed. This was made out of horseshoe nails because the horse walking on the cobbles would cold tamper the steel. And the barrel maker, we all heard of lock, stock and barrel.
Yeah.
The barrel maker would buy the nails off the horse people, and he'd make a gun barrel from, and they're called twisted steel barrels, and they were on the most expensive guns you could buy. In here we have the gamekeeper room.
Oh.
And the big thing here would be the man traps. And the man traps was used for catching poachers on the estate years ago. And this trap is called a humane man trap, because it only broke your ankle and held you until the gamekeeper came to release you. And if we look at the size of this trap, it's 6 foot.
God above.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I have 3 man traps here, and I have another trap which I'm hoping is a wolf trap.
Right.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a wolf trap. There was wolves in Ireland, and they were up to 1820, I think there was wolves in Ireland. So I'm hoping this trap here is actually a wolf trap.
Right.
Because it would be actually rarer than the man traps.
Ah.
Yeah. We have small traps here then for the likes of the kingfisher, hawks and owls. These were ground traps, and you put them on top of a pole, so they're called pole traps.
Why would they be trying to catch a kingfisher?
3 reasons. 1, he was eating the trout fry in the river.
Right.
So he had to be done away with. 2, he had lovely blue feathers, and the ladies that time used to love hats, and they'd love the blue feathers in the hat because the gentlemen would be watching. And number 3, for fly tying. The feathers was also used for fly tying.
Ah, right.
So if you were to catch kingfishers, you'd sell them very easily.
Amazing.
So them is all the different traps for the different animals. Yeah. Them are salmon spears and eel spears. Fertin bars for fertin. So that's that room really.
Wow.
Right.
Signal's back on, so we're hanging in there, folks.
And this is the Portrait Museum in France.
All right.
Yeah. So every year I get a busload from that part of France, and they come and visit. I haven't been out there yet, but I will get there.
Good man.
These are fishing creels and wading brogues. And if you pull wool next to your skin like tweed, your body temperature will get wet, but your body temperature won't change. You won't get cold. So that's why you see a lot of old.
Oh yes, got another signal there now. There's something hiding under there. So folks, we're coming to you from Laois, County Laois, just outside Durrow, and in this magnificent museum. And oh yes, this is
the clay pigeon room.
the pigeon room.
And the first clay pigeon was live pigeons under a top hat. And you put a live pigeon under a top hat, pull the halves, the pigeon would fly, and the art was to shoot the bird on a moving target. So then they discovered that live pigeon wasn't terribly easy to get at times.
Right.
So they invented a glass ball, and they used to fill the glass ball with feathers, and it's called the Burgarda's ball. And then this glass lying around the field after a day's shooting wasn't a good idea. So an American gunsmith invented the clay pigeon. So there's 18 different what they call traps here for firing clays. Some of them goes back to the 1860s.
Beautiful. This one here now is quite spectacular looking altogether.
Yeah, that's a lovely trap that came down from the shooting school in Raheny. It's probably from about 1880, that trap, yeah. That's a handheld one there. It was made by Blankton in the New Forest, and he sold them up to about 1920. Yeah. Now we have only 2 more rooms to do. Right?
Yeah, we got the signal still, folks, and we got still friends on board. As I said, feel free to share all this post, and we've given a phone number there as well. And to have this facility in Ireland, it's so big, the National Museum, they're not able to take it over, it's that big. And another oh, he's a theatre.
This is a little hall we have, so we have meetings here with people. We have gun club meetings, we have fishing club meetings, we teach people how to fly kite. We had taxidermists here, we had the Red Grouse Association set up. And I love bringing in the people if I get a bus load.
Yeah.
And we go in and we have a chat. Shepherds of Durrow, they sell fine antiques to the Chinese, so we had the Chinese embassy staff down here one day, and we have 3 things in common with the Chinese. They invented gunpowder, the fly fishing was supposed to start with Buddhist monks, and our pheasant, which is our biggest game bird, a more popular game bird, is shot in Ireland, and he comes from China, so that'll give you a clue. But we have 1 more room to do, and we have to go up the garden to do it.
Okay then. Now we're hitting the garden this time, folks, and we're lucky enough that we're able to keep this going. Oh yeah, some people have been tagged in there.
Just get the key, right?
Okay. So, this is one fantastic facility. It is in Laois. It's not too far from Durrow. If you're going for Kilkenny, you just head down and take the next left. And this will bring you up to, what's the area called?
Atana.
Atana.
Yeah.
That's right. And this man has an absolute treasure of information and a treasure of antiques and everything to do with shooting and hunting and poaching and fishing. And then as well as that, a mine of information, a mine of information. Oh.
The biggest thing hunting in Ireland was whales. And we have a whaling industry in Ireland going back centuries.
Really?
Yeah. And the harpoon gun was invented by a Donegal man.
Go away.
The best book written on hunting in the world is Moby Dick. Because Moby Dick has everything in it that man does to the environment. So I set up these, and these are the harpoons, the blower knives, and yours that was used for going out after a whale. And if you look at the size of a blue whale, compared to a little man, it's amazing that we nearly wiped out this species, all for margarine.
Yeah.
The oil for margarine.
God.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
That's all it was. Big money. They don't know yet whether there's enough of whales to survive in the world or not. Like the right whale, which is the lad that floats when you kill him, I think there's only 8 females left. So he probably won't survive.
Oh my God.
So these are all the harpoons. They were made by blacksmith. The carving of whale teeth is called scrimshaw. And the sperm whale is the whale with the teeth in it. And Dublin was lit by whale oil in the 17th and 18th century. There was a lot of money made out of whales. We had a great whaling industry in the west of Ireland, and then the government decided they were getting no revenue out of it, so they closed it down. Right? Local people used to make tools out of an old side. They got an old side blade, and that was used for cutting the fins off the basket shark.
Yeah.
And the fins used to be sold in Japan. And they were hunted up to about 1985 or 6 off Ackland.
Well, look, thank you so much for everything. Once again, introduce yourself to all our public that are watching in.
I'm Walter Phelan. I stay up the Irish Fly Fishing and Game Show Museum. And if anybody knows a good home for it, because as I'm getting older now, I want to keep this collection together, and it would be nice if somewhere in the world would want the Irish Fly Fishing and Game Show Museum.
And your phone number once again?
086 315 3088.
So there you are. We are in the museum. We're in Laois, and I've got an awful burning today.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. And if anyone's out there and helps this man, this would definitely make this all worthwhile. Bye for now.